Hi, welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me. And thanks for tuning in. Thank you for showing up and thank you for slowing down. Thank you for saying hi to us. And thank you for listening, no matter who you are. You're listening to your instincts by being part of this transmission, receiving it with your ears. Um, my name is Toni, and we are going to go on a little journey tonight. This is the new moon in Aquarius today, and there's also a stellium or a stellar moment. I might be mixing up those words, but there's quite a few planets, 5, 6, 7 in Aquarius, and I think there's this like moment happening with all the planets and our brains and our hearts and our souls and our bodies and I don't know, everything. So let's just all like not take it all so seriously for a minute. Shake out your hands. I don't know, get up if you want. Give it a shake. Find some movement. And then find stillness. Feel your hands tingle. Maybe release your pants if they're tied around your belly like mine, or I don't know, stretch or something. Just feel a connection with your body somewhere. Like think of one single part of your body and just breathe into it. Like, what does that even mean? That means just breathe and think about that part of your body. That's it. And if you can visualize like sending breath down, up, left, right, whatever it is, to that part of you that feels pain, sadness, or I don't know, maybe you're also feeding it and it feels like joy. Like when you stretch and you have that pleasurable pain and you want to do more. Whatever it is, find that spot, that sweet spot. Breathe into it. Breathe into it deep. Make some vibrations. Let it out. Some lion's breath. Find something. Use your tongue. Stretch your mouth. Maybe even wake up the meridians, the points. Get these on here. Good friend of mine taught me these. It's a good morning one to wake up all parts of your body. Here, up in here. Make your nose red. Keep breathing. Really breathing deep. Close your eyes and ojos cerrados. Close your eyes. And have your mind think about the concept of the group or the collective or the community and the concept of yourself as an individual. And what is it? What is it? How does it feel to be both of those? How does it feel inside of you to be both part of a group? Think about any group that you're part of, and then also an individual that has your own needs and your own wants, but you operate as part of society, family, whatever. You know what I mean? So just think about that for a minute and breathe into that. What does that mean? Think about it. Breathe into your brain, breathe into your heart. Maybe it's a feeling into your soul. Just breathe. Really fill up your belly when you breathe in. Go again. Find that really deep breath coming from, I don't know, it's kind of nice leaning forward on my knees. Find a position with your body that's different. If you're lying down, maybe put your hand on your belly and really breathe in and sort of feel the expansion of your belly underneath your hand. If you're in a place you can put your skin on skin, it's always a good thing to do. And for those of you who may be sitting up in a chair, you could either, sit back and adjust your posture, or you could lean forward with your elbows on your knees and really let your belly hang down and breathe deeply into your belly. Wherever you are, let your belly hang out as much as you can. Really let those muscles go. Think about all those muscles holding in your belly and your groin and your private parts, let's say. Just let them all go. Stretch through the back of your neck if you're leaning forward. So as you're thinking about this concept of being in a group and an individual, right? And sometimes how those things can pull you in different directions, sometimes how they can have conflicting situations. I think there's a very unique individual, maybe not always independent, that might be an assumption, kind of energy behind Aquarius. And then I think when you add the kind of maybe envelope it comes in terms of community, it's very community collective orientated. There's that feeling in ourselves, especially with 5 planets, like how are we feeling the community and things at large, and then how are we feeling ourselves? And I think that can be on 2 levels, like, what is my sort of thoughts and feelings about being part of the society community, but it's also actually just like in myself. How am I feeling in one part of my body versus the whole parts, or how am I feeling in my family versus not in my family, or my inner family, partner, direct partner, and children, and my wider family. I think there's a sort of micro macro element to it. Does that make sense? And as you're breathing, you're consciously breathing in and out through your nose, your mouth, whatever makes yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable, whatever you find more comfortable. There's a lot of talk on both these mouth breathing things. I don't know. and just kind of honor for a minute. Maybe you can choose your own word if honor is the right one. I mean, there's no wrong or right, but honor the micro and the macro of being in that sort of Aquarius energy. There's the water bearing element to it, like they are the ones that provide the water, but they're also air, meaning they're out and about and they're doing all of these things, but they're without them, they we wouldn't have any water being passed from one sort of, again, you can think about it of the individual to the community. If the water bearer wasn't passing the water, it might not go from the individual to the group. It may just stay with the individual. I don't know. And I think that we can look at ourselves in a sense of like, how are we fitting in? How are we connected? How are we not connected to ourself individually and then the group? And this is not to be like, oh my God, I've got to get more friends or do whatever. This is to be like, am I rolling with my tribe? Am I, there's an independent eccentricity to Aquarius to some degree, or can be. And so I think, are we really standing in that, like what we're wearing, what we're doing, what we think, and the groups that we hang around in, and what do they do with their time, and how are they involved in the greater mission? Because we're all here to look after each other, to walk each other home, to care for each other. I might have said that twice. We're all here to do that for each other. And I think, we get sort of just off path or banged into each other in the meantime, So as you're walking yourself home, think about how you fit into this collective, and also think about, what are you adding to the collective vibe? Where could you, using that air, it's kind of interesting, my friend here and I were talking about, she was sharing something that another astrologer had mentioned, and Pam Gregory from London had talked about sort of, if there was a riot going on, or a sort of, what do they call it when people protest? And instead of maybe going to that protest, maybe you can put your energy in a different way, which can still feed the greater good without having to be the one in the street protesting. And that's not to say that everyone should do that. I think there's just certain people that are meant to protest and some people aren't, in the streets. And maybe this time maybe is what she was referring to specifically, because I didn't hear it myself. But this is a chance to go up and sort of look at it from a more bird's eye view, and take your time in responding. And I think, again, when you're in the micro and the macro of the details, or the sort of individual and the group energy, is like, how is my reaction, my experience right now adding to the greater good? Am I, kind of passing my fear on to someone else? Am I holding space for other people? Am I, what's my role in this sort of like energetic soup we're all in, right? Because it's some soup, trigger soup right now. We have Mercury in retrograde too, so there's a reflective element to everything that we're going through from a very cerebral point of view. Aquarius is ruled by what they know. So right now we're kind of doing this cross-check in our minds of like, this is what I know, this is what I know, this is how I feel, and we're going to get like real clean with this, because we're about to go into, like, I heard that someone was like, we're going to go into battle, you need to get shit. And I don't, taking a breath into that, let it go. See, can you just feel that clearing? It's amazing, right? Thank you for holding space for me for that. But I think the energy that we put into everything of you is important. And so I invite you to take another breath, to feel connected in a way that you weren't earlier, and to be really present with yourself about that, what you've done here tonight, and how you've held it down for humanity by turning up. Whatever time of day or night you end up seeing this, I know that this message is getting to you in like perfect timing, divine timing. I mean, people talk about that, but it's really a thing. Everything's really a thing. And if you're from the world of like, I don't believe, then I don't know. Go ask an Aquarius, like, do they believe in magic or the universe? I feel like their answer will be very clear. And there's a great knowing that is coming across the universe and the world right now. And I think, it's starting to shine its light on the shadows, and, the last of the rats are running out. And, do we scream and lift our feet and jump up and down and try and stomp on them, or do we just let them go and be rats? Because the whole world needs to, be in this ecosystem together. We're never going to get rid of rats. So let's just, leave them in peace to do, like, whoever made all the people and the animals and the buildings and everything. I mean, they made a rat for the sake of a rat. That's what they do. They eat those types of things. So it's like, why are we finding this stuff? Anyway, let's take a couple more breaths and tune our minds in one more time, closing your eyes. Just imagine a curtain going down on the inside of your eyes too, so you're getting complete blackness in your brain space. No light coming in whatsoever. And just, don't know about you, but I got a little wave of tears. That's powerful. Ooh. So we're going to just thank ourselves for turning up. Thank you for the gods and the angels for helping me with the words. Thank you for this beautiful apartment where I am, this incredible space that my friend has gifted me for a few days. The weather, it's warm. If your family is close, thank them for that. Just kind of a little mini list of just like, pew, 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 pew. This, it's new moon intentions. Crazy Nick. Let me read some of the ones out that I wrote last night with my friend. Oh, hang on, it's in my other book. I'll put them up in the chat, or I can just tell you. I'm looking for more. This new moon, this round, I would love. I want to have like in-depth conversations about things that I love with people that are smart and funny and interesting. And I want to travel and meet people. I want to meet like every person in the world and understand what they're up to in their life and why. And I want to talk with my mom lots, and I'm looking for creative projects to really expand my mind and my heart and soul, and fun people to work with. Basic stuff. And love and protection and safety and health. If we don't have our health, we don't have anything. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. We've got some new music coming, and feel free to hit me up with any questions about your journey of ascension, because it's a lot of fun if you, I don't know, play the game, as Drew Simmons, whatever he said in this cool podcast I listened to the other day. I'll put it in the notes. Anyway, laters. Enjoy yourself. Happy new moon in Aquarius. Happy eccentric individuality and happy beauty of the collective. I love you all. Miss you. Say hey whenever you want. And yeah, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Take a breath. Thank you for coming. Thank you for trusting me with your heart. And remember that when we slow down, we can hear what our intuition is saying to us. And no matter who we are, whatever, color, shape, size, eyes. I thought I turned that off. What's that? No matter who we are, we're all the same. We're looking for love, connection, sharing, laughter, stories. All the basics. We're all after the same thing. And we're really honest with ourselves. We can be, at a deeper level of connection, and that serves ourselves and the planet beautifully. And we get to have a blast doing it. So look after yourselves, and I love you very much. And I'll see you when I see you.